Said people are either overthinking this or underthinking this. Maybe let's talk about this right now. People are either overthinking this or underthinking this. It's becoming more and more evident that Bitcoin is here to stay. As much as the central bankers, the financial advisors, and the other 20 million middlemen want Bitcoin to fail or hope it goes away. But Bitcoin is not going anywhere. And the harder you resist, the harder life gets. Not bad. Not bad. But it's true. It's true. And if you think about that's the first part I wanted to talk about there was that people are either overthinking this or underthinking this, in the sense of people who have taken some time to learn Bitcoin for just scratching the surface on it. And their first kind of gut instinct with Bitcoin is that it's too good to be true. If this thing's actually going to work, then the government's going to shut it down. If this thing's actually going to go up forever, then it's probably a Ponzi scheme, because things in life never happen like this. And that's true. That's true. But they don't understand that we're living through a complete paradigm shift right now. And Bitcoin, ever since 2009 in January, the world has changed forever. I think it's very similar to like before Christ and after death. I think that was the moment in 2009 where the first Genesis block was mined in Bitcoin, where everything changed and life will never be the same. Even though we're just kind of in the first stages of it, that's what's playing out right now. So people are overthinking it in the sense that they don't really understand it enough to understand that this thing is here forever. This thing is as solid as it gets. It cannot be stopped. It cannot be shut down. You cannot print Bitcoin, no matter how hard you try. And again, that's what the last part of that was. The harder you resist, the harder life gets. The more people try to shut down Bitcoin, the more it grows. That's the beautiful thing. That's what's happening right now. That's what we're living through right now. And, you know, the central bankers aren't going to like it. Bitcoin was literally designed to separate money from state, to end the central banking system that's created 111 years of slavery. And financial advisors, they don't like it either because they don't get a cut of it, right? And every time you invest $1 with your financial advisor, they make a small cut of that every year or every quarter, or however it works. And so they don't want Bitcoin because you're holding the keys to your own Bitcoin. It's a little bit different if you have a Bitcoin ETF. I think that Bitcoin or financial advisors are going to be okay with that because they're still making their cut. But that's not what you want. Even if that's where you start, that's not where you want to end. You want to have your Bitcoin in self-custody. You want to make sure that you have full protection of that Bitcoin, as secure as you can possibly get. And you want to make sure that your family has that in 50 years from now. So you want it in self-custody. And the other people are actually underthinking this. The people who are underthinking this just simply haven't even taken the first step to look into Bitcoin. They have their head buried 3 feet in the sand right now. And I keep going back to this quote, but it becomes more and more relevant every single day here, which is you can avoid reality, but you can't avoid the consequences of reality. And there's a lot of people out there right now who are avoiding reality, and they're about to suffer the consequences of ignoring reality. So that's kind of the dark side of things. But on the flip side of that, it's like my grandma, I don't know if she had a t-shirt or a mug or she just said it all the time back when I was a kid. But the expression was, it pays to pay attention. It does. And especially over these last, since 2020, the great, what happened in 2020 there, it really does it pays to pay attention. Both financially, health-wise, everything. If you can separate yourself from the media, and I'm actually going to show a clip here right away talking about this thing and how big of an influence the media has had on people in Bitcoin and health, in life in general. And it's horrible. So anyways, let's keep it rolling there. So people are either overthinking this or underthinking this. And the harder you resist Bitcoin, the harder and more expensive your life is going to get. And on the flip side of that, the sooner you embrace Bitcoin and start saving in Bitcoin, the cheaper your life is going to get.